I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch, it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. No second guess it, I let it set in. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. And I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G sitting alongside Rio and Jimmy tonight, and we're kicking this bad boy off with a very special guest. Rio, who are we talking to tonight, man?
Tonight we got Quan Hampton on. Quan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Absolutely, man.
We appreciate you taking time out of your day, my man.
Yes, absolutely, man. Just absolute speedster on the field. Good hands. We'll kind of kick this off. You know, you spend a lot of time here in college, so we won't touch too much on your high school career. But going through high school, what was it like going through the seasons, and how did the team do ultimately all 4 years of high school?
So like my sophomore year, that was when I got moved up to varsity. It was like 4 games. So my freshman year of high school, they thought I was gonna be a quarterback.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
I was waking up at 5 a.m. every day, going to like quarterback meetings and just throwing with the quarterbacks, thinking that's what I was gonna play. And just so happened, I wanted to play running back. So this is how the transition to receiver happened. So I wanted to play running back, but we had 4 really good running backs. So I was a 5th string. So they told me if I want to play, I'm gonna have to go to receiver. So I went to receiver, and then when I went to receiver, I did pretty good, and they moved me up my sophomore year when somebody got hurt. And then ever since then, it's just been, I kind of stuck with this position. But so my sophomore year, we did pretty decent. Junior year, I think we lost maybe first round playoff. We lose first round playoff every year when I was there. And then my senior year, that was the year we went undefeated, and then we lost first round again. But that was the game we actually should have made the second round. But all my years of high school, man, we was a winning team. We had a winning record. We choked in the first round of playoffs every year. That's what we known for.
Okay. Who was in that district? I want to know. Do you remember?
Like Marshall, Mount Pleasant, Greenville, Sulphur Springs, teams like that.
Okay. Yeah, I remember those teams as well. So then speaking on that, when did the recruiting pick up for you? You said sophomore year you got moved up. Ultimately, when did kind of the recruitment process take off for you?
So my recruitment process, it took off. It actually never took off, if you ask me. But I'd say the end of my sophomore year, I went to a bunch of camps, and I killed at every camp. But I was so short, so they only tell me. Every coach told me the same thing, And I'd say the end of my sophomore year, beginning of junior year, and then my junior year, I had a pretty good junior year. And then after my junior year, or it might have been the middle of my junior year, that's when Sam Houston, that was the first school to offer me. That's when they offered me, and then Texas State had offered me like shortly after them. But when I was in high school, my coach used to always tell me, like, if you was 3 inches shorter, I'd be able to go to any school. He still tell me that now, Coach Barry Norton. He was like, if you was 3 inches taller, you'd be able to go to any school you want to. And like, I never really liked it, because I feel like at my height, you know what I'm saying, I could go anywhere at my height.
So you play at your speed. You grew up at your height. It isn't like and you still ball out. That's the reason why, like, it always upsets me whenever I hear someone say coaches and this, that, and the other about like height. I'm like, are you kidding me? You can't see a vision where you could use a guy like this. Like, you can't use your imagination. Right. Like, your height is your height. That is what it is. Can you ball or can you not? Is where I want to know. Like, I don't care what you're.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Is Tyreek Hill 6'5"? I don't feel like he is, right? Like,
no.
Figure out how to use him, man. He's got the talent. That's nuts.
Well, like, watching your tape, actually, like, I'm sitting here, I was watching your highlight reels and all that, and first thing I thought of, I told my co-host here, was first person I thought of was Mecole Hardman.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's kind of what I'm seeing. I'm like, well, how? I guess I'm just confused. Like, how in the hell someone can't find some. I don't get it.
Right, and especially nowadays, it seems like it's um, anybody can be a baller. It doesn't matter their hand size. You know, we talk about the quarterbacks a lot. They're like concerned about the hand size. Kyler Murray, short quarterback, he's done just fine, earned himself a payday. So weird to see the coaches kind of still be like that, it seems.
Yeah, it does make sense that you wanted to be a running back at first, though. Watching some of those clips, you're busting tackles, you're just breaking through guys. That's a little Debo in there too, man. A little Debo Samuel. So, God, that's just crazy that the height was that big of a difference for you. But yeah, man, keep going.
Yeah.
So how did the path kind of go from there?
Honestly, like, I've been in college just about to be my 6th year, but I've only played like 3. I've had surgery. I've had a few surgeries that kind of held me back. But being in college, so I kind of learned and I kind of figure out, why it happened the way it happened. I started learning about like the politics, all this stuff, and just recruiting and all that stuff from the coach's eye. Because when you in it for so long, you start to figure it out. So I feel like everything kind of happened for a reason. But so I went to Kansas out of high school, and when I got to Kansas, Coach Meacham was my receivers coach.
Can you talk on that 1 second? I don't mean to cut you off. Can you talk on what led you to Kansas and kind of other schools that were in the running, and what made you choose Kansas ultimately?
Man, honestly, let me tell you about how Kansas came to me. So like,
Okay.
we played against. It's kind of crazy. So I played offense, right? But a couple games they throw me out there on defense when I was in high school. So we ended up playing against a team called Marshall, and man, I just lucked up, and I was at cornerback. Their quarterback just threw me the ball twice. So I had so I didn't even have to move. Their quarterback just threw me the ball twice. So I had 2 interceptions that game. And even to this day, I'm like, no way, I had 2 interceptions. So I had 2 and a couple touchdowns that like led us. It was 18-0. We were losing. We ended up coming back and winning.
Nice.
And so when I was talking to Kansas, they told me that Marshall, like my coaches aren't the reason why like Kansas reached out to me. Marshall high school coaches were the reason. They referred Kansas to me.
Oh, okay.
I always thought that was a pretty cool deal.
That's
what I mean?
badass, yeah.
Yeah, you don't usually hear about other schools like, looking out for players that's on the opposing team. But in my case, it was different. So Kansas reached out to me, but I had a cousin, Trey Carson. He went to A&M, but Coach Beatty was the head coach at Kansas, and Coach Beatty was at A&M when he was at A&M. So once I told him, Kansas was looking at me, he sent them a video of me dunking, and like as soon as he sent that video, they offered me like the next day. And
hell yeah.
So it was late. This was late, so I didn't have a lot of time to take like visits. So I took the Kansas visit, man. And I didn't know anything about Kansas. I didn't know about the basketball or anything. Like I don't really get into that. But I went on a visit and I went to a basketball game. As soon as I left that basketball game, I committed. Because I was like, man, that's crazy. Like I'm about to be living here. Like
Right.
I'm gonna be able to go to every week. You know what I mean?
Kansas basketball, man. That's probably an awesome atmosphere watching that.
Right. It was more the basketball that got me, honestly. But that's just kind of how I ended up going. I had a close friend named Don Williams. He's from Frisco. He actually transferred with me from Kansas to Northern Iowa also. But
Okay.
we both committed to Kansas and decided that's what we was gonna do. We were so caught into trying to help turn that program around, not knowing, what it would actually take. So that's how I ended up going to Kansas, man.
Okay. So what ultimately led to you transferring to UNI, and what made you, and basically what was their pitch to try to pull you that way also?
So when wait, what was the first question? What made me what? Oh, leave Kansas.
Yeah,
So,
what made you leave Kansas, and then how did UNI end up pulling you?
Man, okay, so like I had got I told you I dealt with a few injuries. So I had got injured right before, I think it was right when spring ball started. I think my sophomore or junior year, I don't even know. But as soon as that happened, we had a coaching change. So Les Miles had just got there. So when he got there, I couldn't do camp. He coming from the SEC, so he, how he like his guys. He like his guys, 6'5", 220. that's just what he like. It was a pro style offense. So it's only gonna be 2 receivers out there, and I'm like, man, the odds are already against me. Even if it was a spread set, I'm still small. So I'm like, damn, it's 2 receivers now. It's gonna be tough. But I did what I could, man. I fought, but my competing for a spot happened during the season. Like, it wasn't because I couldn't go to any camps because I was injured. So I ended up, busting my tail during the season at practices and stuff. And I kept, honestly, I was doing better than a lot of guys that were actually playing receiver. But I was so confused because I was like, at some point, like, y'all got to show me some type of love. And I kept asking, like, what more do I need to do? What more do I need to do? And they had no answer for me, right? So if there's no answer for me, then, like, what am I doing?
Right.
So eventually, like, man, I just kind of let it play out. Then I got fed up because I'm like, man, my time really, I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
I'm not. If I just wanted to be in college just to be in college and enjoy the experience, I would have stayed at Kansas. But, like, I'm trying to get to the next level. So, that's when I decided to, hit the transfer portal. It was a lot of us that hit it together, though. I decided to transfer portal. So when I hit the transfer portal, it was like, I gotta choose somewhere I can't make the same mistake twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, this next move I make, it got to be my best move. So wherever I go, it got to be somewhere where I know I'll be able to reach my full potential. And I heard somebody say Debo just a minute ago, and, like, coming here, like, I was talking to the coaches and stuff, and I was trying to figure out, like, why would I go to Northern Iowa? That's why I came. So, down south, we got a lot of fast guys, right? So everybody's fast. Up here in the Midwest, you got a lot of big guys. It's not a lot of fast, twitchy guys. There's not a lot of fast, twitchy guys up here. So when I was thinking about it, I'm like, I got to go FCS because I didn't graduate, so I got to drop if I want to play right away.
Right.
I didn't want to take it off because, I didn't want to lose, I didn't want to lose a step.
Right.
So,
lose that year, yep.
Right. So I came, I'm like, FCS. So I chose the best FCS conference there was, and which was, the one I'm in, Missouri Valley.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. You're damn straight.
Right. So now I got to narrow it down to, like, which school should I go to? Because I could have went to any FCS school, man. But it's like, which school do I go to? So I looked at UNI, and they had we had a quarterback, Will McElvain, a baller. You know what I mean? So when I seen his film and I seen him play, I was like I could see myself out there with him. But when Northern Iowa reached out to me, I told them that there was a 0% chance that I'd come here because I don't want to be in Iowa. You know what I mean?
Ouch.
Damn.
Hey, I don't know if you do know this. We are based in North Iowa.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're about an hour and a half away from you, man.
Oh, damn. But yeah, so I told him, I was like, there's a 0% chance of me coming there because I don't see myself living in Iowa. And he was like, it was Coach JJ, Justin Johnson. He was like, just come on a visit, just give it a chance. So what I did was, Sam Houston was the first school to offer me out of high school. So I'm like, if I'm going to go FCS, like, I know about Sam Houston. So I told Dom, the running back who transferred with me, I was like, if you come with me to Sam Houston, I'll come with you to Northern Iowa. So we went down to Sam Houston, and, it was cool. It was all right. Then we came to Northern Iowa, and it was two different like mentalities, you know what I mean? Like, these dudes here, like, man, I don't even know how to explain it. You could tell they were all bought in and all serious because, like, there's nothing here but football, you know what I mean? There's, like, no distractions, like, you kind of got to lock in. So that's really what led me. And then the way that they planned on using me and all that type of stuff, man, that's what led to me coming here.
Okay. So that being said, that's awesome. Just pure, kind of in a way for Northern Iowa, kind of pure luck that you had a buddy that, that you ended up going to Sam Houston and up there like in agreement to check it out, and you just so happen to land here because of that. It looks like it. I mean, you could kind of correct me if I'm wrong here. It looks like they're kind of sticking to their word when I was looking at your stats the last couple of years here, that they kind of like to mix you around and get you around, and it looks like, yeah, and then we'll touch on the other part, but it kind of looks like they're sticking to their word, though.
Yeah, so, like, honestly, if I'm being real with you, it could have been a lot better. The system we had, I wouldn't say I thought I was walking into better. I didn't really do a lot of my research. All I thought about was, you know, yeah, I'll be able to play all these positions, but I didn't think about like how are y'all actually gonna use me at these positions. So luckily we got a new OC this year, so I'm excited because everything I wanted, everything I thought I was walking into when I first came, I'm actually it walked on to me. You know what I mean? So it's here now.
Okay.
So the stats you're looking at, you should see them triple or double this year.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, buddy.
Well, the other thing I was to touch on, it said that you had a season-ending injury last year. What was that?
So I had surgery on my big toe. You know, the little turf toe injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those. I was dealing with it all year. I actually hurt it. I injured it when I was at Kansas, but I never did anything to it. I just kind of that's the reason why I missed my sophomore year at Kansas. But so I kind of just like left it alone a little bit, missed the season, and then I thought it was going away, and I came back, you know, up here and played them 2 seasons in 1 year. That's what really got me. I played those 2 seasons, and it was just kind of a overuse injury, so I had to get that fixed. But I'm 100% now.
Hell yeah, number one. But number two, so I don't know how often this gets asked to anybody, actually, whenever you hear about turf toe. Could you explain that just a little bit, like what that looks like and what that feels like?
Honestly, like, okay, so I say it's like jamming, not breaking your thumb, but jamming it to the point to where like you can barely pick up something with your hand. You know what I mean?
Oh.
But what it was is you got two ligaments connected to your sesamoid bone, which is right there in the big toe.
Okay.
And I tore one of those. So like now I only got one. So when I move my toe, it don't really move the same, and every time I move it, it hurts. You know what I mean? So I can't go too far back with it or too far forward. So which means you don't really know how valuable your big toe is until you get this injury.
Start
you know what I
run,
mean?
yeah.
Right.
Cuts
The planting the foot, cutting, taking off, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know how important that big toe is until you can't use it. So I mean, that's pretty much that's all I can say about it. I'm just glad it's over with, man. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Okay, we good.
Yeah,
We're good.
we can get past that, man. So talk about the locker room difference between you and I in Kansas. Like, how's it feel? You feel like you're connecting with guys better? Was Kansas great? Kind of, what's the difference there, man?
Yeah, honestly, so like when I was at Kansas, a lot of us was from the South. So a lot of us was from Texas, and a lot of us was from Florida, you know, New Orleans. So like we all kind of like clicked like right off the bat. You know what I mean? We was real close, but all we were doing was losing. So it was like, shit, if we ain't close, like if it ain't going our way on the field, it got to go our way off the field. You know what I mean? So we was losing, but we was losing together. And a lot of us, that's honestly another reason why I transferred, man. A lot of them dudes was too comfortable with losing, and I'm not a loser. You know what I mean? So like, I can only take so much of it. But
Right.
When I transferred here, I'm like, I was kind of nervous because I'm like, man, I don't know anybody there, and I don't know anybody in the Midwest really. So like, I don't know. But we had a coach that was he's actually from Texarkana, right? And then Coach Quan, our O-line coach now OC, he played with Michael James, so that was my connection right there. And yeah, so when I got here, I'm like, I don't know these guys. I don't know if they're gonna accept me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a transfer coming in. I don't know how they feel about transfers because I'm coming to take somebody's spot. You know what I mean? So it's like either y'all gonna respect it or y'all, you know what I mean? I just have to deal with it. But when I came, I don't know what I did, man, but they accepted me right away. You know what I mean? It was kind of unreal. Like, I didn't think that I couldn't believe it. But so one day I went to practice and I had on some Kansas gloves. This is probably like the first week. You know what I mean? Like, they don't. This not Power 5. They ain't really got the budget like Kansas got. You know what I mean? So I didn't have any UNI gloves. I still don't. But so I'm like, all I got is Kansas gloves. Do I go to practice with these, or do I, like, I'm not going to practice with bare hands because I don't want to jam my finger. So showed up with my Kansas gloves on, and Spencer Brown, he asked me, he was like, "What's up with them gloves?" I said, "Man, shit, this all I got." But he didn't tell me to take them off, though. You know, you got, man, Spencer like 6'10", you know what I mean? I'm like, the biggest dude on the team questioning me. I'm like, shit. But I stood my ground. I'm like, man, these all I got. I'm wearing these. So it's crazy because I think 2 days later, I was driving, or I was riding in the car with somebody, and we stopped at a red light. I looked to my right, and Spencer got out the car at the red light, stopped all the traffic, just to give me some new gloves. You know what I mean? So,
Dude, that's awesome.
That is
yeah,
awesome.
and like I've only told a few people this. Like a lot of people, like the team don't even know that Spencer did that for me, man. But like that moment, I knew. You know what I mean? These guys, like when you're a part of this team, you're a part of this team. They gonna accept you. And so yeah, that's the biggest. It's not really a difference. It's just it was a lot more. I wouldn't say for me, but like usually I thought it was gonna be a lot more harder to get to become a part of this program than it was when I went to Kansas, because I knew a lot of those guys at Kansas before I even got there. When I came here, I didn't know anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, see, us Midwest boys might not be as fast, right? Yeah, I think you jabbed there a little bit earlier. But
Yeah.
we're pretty accepting, my man. I'm glad you got in and you feel that way. That's pretty cool.
Most definitely. It's
Go ahead. What were you about to say?
no, I was just saying it's been a good experience ever since I got here.
That's good. Can you touch on when you got to college? What was the biggest difference you think you've seen when you from high school getting onto the college field, and then what adjustments did you make to try to catch your game up, if there was any adjustment to be made?
Honestly, so when I got to college, I'm not a guy who likes to sleep. Like I do not like to sleep. So I stay up all night and go to workouts the next day. And I ain't really like, I'd still be wide awake during the workout, but I didn't know how bad that was for my body. So it was that. And I'm a fast food guy. So like I love my, Burger King, Wendy's.
Yeah.
I love that, man. I'm letting that go. So that was another big thing. My sleep, and then my nutrition. But also the speed of the game, because I started my freshman year, I got thrown out there pretty quick. I was only 150 pounds soaking wet. So I'm like, all I'm worried about is not getting hit by anybody.
Right.
But so when I was out there my freshman year, it didn't even feel like football to me because everything was moving so fast. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't even remember a play. Or all I cared about was what route I had to run, because, the game is just so much faster. If you thinking, then you're not going, it's not going to be good for you. So that was like the biggest thing for me, learning how to watch film and just trying to take my game, basically trying to slow the game down for myself so that I can play at a higher level.
Okay. So a few players here. I'm going to give you a little bit of something here. Few players that are 5'10" and shorter in the NFL. Deshaun Jackson, Eddie Royal.
Oh.
Let me get my X on here. There we go. Santana Moss, Antoine Randall L., Lance Moore, Deion Branch, Wes Welker, and David Patton, and the legendary Steve Smith. So,
Yep.
most of those guys panned out. And so, in fact, in some of those cases, they were Super Bowl heroes.
Yeah.
Legit, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, like, I just wanted to say, I'm like, God damn, like, this whole, the height thing really bugs me. But also picking you and I don't know if you did. I don't know when you were looking, you were researching and all that stuff. But they do tend to still put players in the NFL from you and I, not just linemen either. They have a few receivers that have went through there. Was that in your mind in any way, shape, or form too?
Yeah, most definitely. That was actually one of the biggest things. I'm like, man, I got to get to the next level. And, like, I got to know that if I come here, then there's a chance that I'll have a chance. So I didn't want to cut myself out before, letting myself, like, put myself in the best position I could. So I did my research. And honestly, right now at this moment, I think we got more, since y'all in Iowa, I think we got more guys in the league than in the last 5 years in Iowa and Iowa State. But that was the biggest thing, man. Because I know we had a receiver. We got a receiver in the league now, Fountain.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
the house that he lived in. So I heard his name, but I didn't really know him. But I moved into a house out here, and I kept getting mail with his name on it. And I'm like, shit, this might be a sign. This might be a sign.
There you go.
There we go. Digging that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
did you have any favorite college teams growing up?
I did not actually, man. I like players. You know what I mean? I'm
Okay.
Reggie Bush.
Oh,
Reggie
yeah.
Bush.
Reggie Bush, definitely baller. What about NFL team? You had a favorite NFL team?
So the house team, my father and all them, they were our Cowboys fan. But I never really had. I've never, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really watch football a lot. I don't.
You just do it.
Crazy. It's not fun. I like to play it. I don't like watching stuff. You know, I don't get like it's not fun for me to sit there and watch it.
Okay.
But I watched the Super Bowl though.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
I see, but you did see how our boy here was like trying to set up to like he's hoping and praying that you were saying Cowboys or Longhorns. That's what he was setting up for over
Hey,
there.
man. Whatever.
Yeah. I don't even like the Longhorns.
Oh
There we go.
There we go. My guy.
So here's a question. You mentioned earlier that you had to work on sleeping better. You could basically stay up all night and things like that. Are you a video gamer or what? Like, what's your nighttime thing then if you're not sleeping?
Man, everybody call me an old head because I don't play video games. I don't know, man. I like to enjoy reality. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll stay up all night. I'll just call I got a lot of brothers, so I'll just call all my brothers until, you know, they don't want to answer anymore. I don't know. I like to stay awake. It's just hard for me to sleep, man. I'm not a video gamer, though.
Okay. That's interesting. Damn.
Yeah. Like the ability to stay up like that and it's not even off video games.
Yeah.
About that, though, let me tell you about the video game. So when I first transferred here, I didn't know a soul. So I'm like, shit, I don't know what I'm about to do. It was, you know, the football season had got canceled that fall, right? So I'm like, damn, now I'm really in Iowa for like 6 months without no football. So I actually went and bought me a video. I bought a PS4.
Okay.
Went to the store. I was asking my little brothers. I was like, man, what should I do? I was like, man, get you a game. It's like Fortnite. So I went and bought a PS4, and you know, I got Fortnite. And my little brothers was like, hey, can you hook my card up to their games? And I checked my bill, like my money was going away.
No way.
Oh, he got V-bucked.
Yeah.
You got V-Buck, man.
Well, I don't know. They was doing that, and also I think I got charged a few times for like some stuff I didn't pay for, or some stuff I didn't want by PlayStation. And
shoot.
yeah, so I'm like, nah, we ain't like. I already don't like playing games, so we not about to do.
Right.
So I had the game for 2 months. I had the game for 2 months, and then I sold it. So yeah, that was my last experience with video games, man. I don't think I'm going back.
He's like, nah, I like my money too much, and they're trying to hoodwink every little piece of it.
Yeah, I didn't even. Fortnite was free. I didn't even buy a game.
Oh, yeah, Fortnite was free. Yeah, that's right.
What was I did have one for him. All right, before we roll into what we like, we have a segment that we like to do. But before we roll into that one, you kind of touched on it, but the swag in your voice and the new offensive coordinator come in. Shoot me your bold prediction of your own personal stats for this upcoming season and where you think the team's going to finish this year.
So I'm going to put the team first. I think we're going to win it all this year.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
I think we're going to win it all. Like, I know, every time I go somewhere, somebody asks me, I just tell them what it is. Like, I ain't going to cut corners with you. I really do. I think this is the year. And what's crazy is I think we're going to win it all regardless. Like, no matter what happens. You know what I mean? Like, even in the worst situation, I think we still going to win it all. Man, I think we loaded. We loaded this year. But
hell yeah.
For myself, you know, I just honestly I want 13 plus all purpose. Like, no matter how I get it. And I need at least 4 touchdowns on returns. That's the biggest thing. And then 10 just in scrimmage.
Boom.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh, I like it. I like it. He's
Dropping
swinging
the
it out
hammer.
there.
Yeah.
Yep. Digging that shit.
I like it, man. Everything I see on film, man, you got the hands, you got some speed. You can take hits and keep going through the contact. Definitely possible, man.
And got himself fixed up. We won't talk about what that fix up was because he doesn't want to talk about that anymore.
Right.
But but we're gonna roll into a segment called Rio's Randoms here, And if you don't mind, it's 3 questions, kind of like a would you rather. We're all going to answer. You down for some of that?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Boom.
Boom. Here we go. You know what time it is, folks. It is time for Rio's Randoms tonight. Brought to you by Bo's Power Washing out of Belmont, Iowa. Make sure you hit up our guy Kevin for all your cleaning, power washing, mowing, and snow removal needs. You can contact him at 641-903-1720. First up tonight. Would you rather listen to the same song forever or never be able to listen to the same song again?
Same song forever.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have a song in mind?
I don't, but I love my music, man. My quarterback always asks me, he'd be like, "How you remember songs so fast?" Because I listen to them. When I hear a song and I like it, I'm listening to that song for a week straight.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think I'm going same song because we're going to get to a point where I just don't want to listen to music anymore, and I don't want that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going same song forever, yeah.
It's tough. Because I definitely...
So it was listen to the same song forever.
Yep.
Or what?
Or you can't... You listen to it once and it's gone forever.
Oh. Yeah, never listen to it again.
Never listen to it again.
Dude, I don't know.
But you're listening to all the new stuff coming out, though.
Yuck.
Yeah, I'm going with the same song, bro. Especially... I'm with him. As soon as I get addicted to a song, like I sit there and I'll beat that drum. Like it will go. He says for like a week straight. Mine goes even further than that. Like it's going to. I make sure that I come back to that song every time I'm listening. Like I'm listening music for the day. That's getting listened at least once.
Yeah, this one is pretty tough for me. I'm gonna probably go into the same song as well because even some songs like I used to like warm up back in the days when I was wrestling or whatever and. It still kind of gets me jacked even now. So yeah. I think you can still kind of feed off that energy, whatever that song's putting out. So, yeah, I'd probably have to go the same one. Because you just don't know what you're going to run into going forward.
Yeah, it just made me shit the rest of the time.
Yeah. Next up, if you had to do it for $1 million, which would you rather do? Eat a head of garlic or a whole raw onion?
Ooh, shit. Hey, that's a tough. Well, I'll do anything. I can't eat an onion, so I'm gonna have to go with the garlic. I can't do onions.
Okay. You can't do onions regardless, cooked, raw, don't matter.
I don't like onions at all.
Okay.
Hey, I'm with it there. I'm going same thing. I'm gonna have to eat the garlic. I'm not an onion guy.
That makes 3. Yep, garlic it is.
Dude, that one's almost like too easy because a raw onion is. Oof. You're gonna be crying.
Don't get it twisted though. That garlic burns, man.
That garlic is not gonna be good. Yeah.
You know what? I'll do the onion. I don't mind onions, but you didn't say what type of onion. I could have went with a sweeter red one.
There you go.
So,
okay.
But either one is gonna be tough. I'm with you. But I'm gonna mix that one up.
Not gonna be great either one. All right, and last up on Rio's Randoms tonight. Would you rather, if you're in the NFL, be a wide receiver that gets tons of yards in his career and catches, or not many yards, but you're getting at least, a touchdown a game?
So either Julio Jones or James Jones.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Or
we've all had Julio in fantasy, so we know exactly which one he is.
Right.
He don't score touchdowns, but
yeah, it's kind of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin too.
Yeah.
I'm going with the catches. Yeah, I'm going with the catches and yards.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go next then. So you guys keep taking it. I'm with you on that one 1,000%. I think it's going to be the catches and yards because I mean it sucks not to get a touchdown and stuff here and there, but or whatever, how many ever you guaranteed. But you know what? I'm gonna take helping move my team up and down the field all day long. I don't care if my running back or quarterback finishes it off at the end of the day. Yep.
Right.
Touchdowns, baby.
Yeah, I'm going touchdowns too.
Taking those points.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's go. If I'm already not getting that many catches, maybe they're double teaming me, and I just come down with a tutty every
Stop.
now and then.
Yeah.
Stop flattering yourself. It is not because you're double teaming. You're getting the touchdown because it's a trick play,
Whatever.
and they didn't expect it coming your way.
It don't matter. Yeah, I'm going with touchdowns, getting them points on
That's
the
kind of
board.
like,
What's
that's
that?
kinda like asking a receiver or a fullback.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. See,
That is true.
you want to be a fullback, huh?
Maybe whatever, man.
Yeah.
Either way.
Why not?
And that, folks, is what I have for Rio's randoms tonight. Make sure you hit up our guy Kevin Beauchart for all your cleaning, washing, power washing needs, and don't forget about him in the winter. Well, he will move your snow.
So, I think we just have each one of us probably have a few questions left. I do have one. Can you tell us a little bit like how Trevor Penning is, or how he was as a teammate?
So Trevor's one of those guys. He just works. He works. He don't really talk a lot. You know what I mean? But I'm the opposite of him. I'm one of those guys. Well, I work, but I also like to talk. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I see him walking around, and I like to be the bully, even though I know how that would actually turn out. But,
Right.
I always see him around, and every time I see him, he'd be expecting me to say something smart, try to get under his skin. But he was actually pretty. I know on the internet and all that stuff, he seemed like the A word, but he actually pretty. He's nice, man. He's pretty cool. Pretty chill. He real chill, man. All he do is work.
And then my other one was for the Spencer Brown one. You touched a little bit on him. You touched a little bit about his niceness / generosity / I'm stopping a stoplight right here. What's up? How about him? How is he as a person too?
So I didn't really get. That was the only. That summer was the only time I really got to spend around Spencer. And it was kind of, I had just got here, so it was kind of at workouts because he opted out and decided to enter the draft that year. So I would have been able to play a season with him, but I didn't because he left. So he wasn't really around that long.
Oh,
but
okay.
So I mean, but I talk to him every now and then. He's actually pretty funny.
Okay.
He's like a comedian.
Dude's like 6'10".
Say it again?
Big, massive, funny guy? Because he's like 6'10", ain't he?
Yeah, that dude's hilarious, man.
Man, all right. So here's my question for you. So you've heard us give some comparisons on you. Jimmer talked about Miko. I mentioned Debo and things like that. Is there anybody that you maybe emulate your game on, or you would compare yourself to in the NFL right now?
If I'm being honest, the way that I tell these people I need to be used is exactly how the 49ers use Debo Samuel. You know what I mean? Like I'm not as big as him, but like everything he do, I feel like I can do. So and I didn't even see him. I didn't even recognize his game until this past year, and I'm like, damn, that's exactly how I need to be used. So it's Debo Samuel for sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah. And what do you do to get yourself ready for games? What do you do pre-game? Do you have a ritual, the day of or right before the game?
So honestly, I like to, I practice real hard and we practice a lot, right? So I try to keep everything the same. So I don't go into a game any different than I go into practice. So I try to stay, I do the same thing I do before practice, just listen to music, joke around, mess with the guys. I don't do anything out of the ordinary. Even when everybody's all serious, in the meeting and stuff before, I just act like it's film after practice. You know what I mean? I try to keep everything the same because I don't like to change. I don't like to change stuff up. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the moment I try to do something different, it's gonna mess up my game. So I try to treat it like a practice, man. So pre-practice, that's what I do. I just listen to music and do the same warm-up I do before practice.
Okay.
You know what? I used to appreciate that when I played high school football, but I used to appreciate that. What I mean is, I'm not the – then I wasn't quite as rambunctious, get up and go. personality and shit like that. Like I'd get a little of the nerves and shit like that is what mine would be. Where I'd have a couple teammates that would stick to the same routine, like what you're saying right now, and that helped kind of loosen us all up. Like, hey, this is just a game. Let's we're having no different than us running out there and practicing and smacking each other around. You know, now we're just gonna do it to somebody else.
Right.
Okay, I like it.
And real quick, what are you going to school for?
So I just graduated with a communications degree,
Okay.
and I actually just got accepted into grad school for community health and recreation.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah,
Congratulations, my man.
And I'm sure NFL is, the long-term goal. Say, if by some chance that doesn't work out, what are you going to do with that degree?
So honestly, like I've been around long enough to know that it ain't really about the degree; it's about who you know. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
What I'm gonna do when I'm done playing, and probably while I'm still playing, is I'm gonna get in a little bit of real estate, and I want to coach at some point. I just want to. That's gonna be my way of giving back.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
He kind of touched on that one part too. Let's say the NFL doesn't come right away. Is the USFL and XFL an option for you? Like you wouldn't turn that down, would you?
That's something I don't even think about. You know what I mean? 'Cause right now it's NFL.
I got
NFL,
you.
But,
Yep. I respect that.
Yeah, don't settle your goals. Absolutely, man.
Goddamn right.
right.
Yeah, we don't even go down that path anymore. Then
That's right.
But I'm answering since you asked though.
Oh, okay.
I don't really know a lot about those leagues, but which one's like the more? I've been seeing a lot of guys get taken out of the USFL these last month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure as that continue to grow, if it lasts, then it wouldn't be something that I just be like, nah, I ain't gonna do. Like I'd probably, if I had to, if it was my last option, I'd probably try to go for it. But as of now, I don't even watch it.
Bigger goals. Absolutely.
I got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, they just wrapped up their relaunch inaugural season, and a few guys have been signing on to NFL rosters. So
Yeah, and got
you are
long-term
correct there. Absolutely.
contracts too. I've seen a couple guys get 2-3 year deals. So, we always know that playing college football at the next level is a privilege, and certainly you've had a bunch of help along the way. People have helped you along. Would you like to shout out anybody that has helped you on your journey?
Yeah, man, I like to shout out, my family, my mom, my dad, Antoinetta, and Tori, for sure, my grandparents. I've lost several friends and several family members, during this process, but I'm blessed for everybody, that's been supporting me this entire time, and Coach Beatty and Coach Johnson, all those guys for giving me a chance, the coaching staff I had at Kansas, because if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So, I just want to shout out to all those people, man.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So I do want to tell you that, first off, we appreciate you coming on, taking time out of your day. I'm looking forward to watching you ball out. I have a feeling I'm going to see the $1,300 all-purpose. That's what I feel. So
Yeah, I'm going to be watching some more UNI games this year. That's
that
for
will
damn
be
sure.
happening. I'm going to be watching my man ball out. So, hey, like I said, I appreciate you taking time out of your day and getting on the phone with us.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
Quan.
man.
Good luck this season, man.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
We look forward to watching you. Just one thing, if we maybe can get a jersey and sometime down the road get it sent to you, do you think we could get that signed? We can hang it up in our studio.
Yes, sir. Most definitely.
Hell
That's
yeah, my
awesome,
man.
Hey, well, good luck this year. Get them TDs. We look forward to watching you ball out on the field, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I had a good time this weekend, though, at the North Iowa Fights. It was pretty fun. There were a lot of really good fights. Female fight ended up being fight of the night, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
With Holly and Sammy. So that was awesome. For those of you listening or watching on YouTube, check out the interviews. We got post-fight interviews with all the winners. And we did a kind of pre-fight interview at the weigh-ins like we usually do as well. Pretty entertaining stuff, and it was a good time. But just want to make sure we gave a shout-out to Mike and those guys. So
No, it was a damn good time. That female fight was legit as hell.
Yeah, it was.
You know, one hell of a debut for Holly herself. So, But Sammy came away with that victory. So
Really
James
close
Washington, 6 to 10 weeks, fractured right foot.
fight. Damn, buddy.
oof. Well,
With
And-
that said,
with that said,
what do we got?
we'll roll on to the news.
Boom.
Boston Celtics great Bill Russell, an 11-time NBA champion and recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom, passes away peacefully with his wife by his side at 88 years old.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Boston legend, NBA legend. And, we're coming on the times where all these legends that are older are going to start. This is going to start happening, unfortunately. And, it's going to be a shame.
It's really too bad. Like, this man really helped build the NBA back when he was here, and it was a really shitty time too. Like, he took a lot of hate for it.
Yeah.
And all this man did was win. The cool thing about it, in my opinion, is you get to be reminded of how good he was back then. And there's like pictures of him jumping over one of his own teammates. You see that?
Yeah, I did.
Off the backboard,
block. He's like,
blocking.
this dude's
Yeah.
jumping over his own teammate to block somebody else.
Yeah. It just helps you kind of remember, or I shouldn't even say remember, helps you know and understand how great, these guys were back then. And it's too bad. Yeah, definitely RIP. And
Well, of all the things that the man has done on the court too, and what he's done, we'll say what he's done for the NBA also, what he's done for the players today, which they don't realize he's done. He was part of getting like their wages and benefits and stuff because he was the one that structured for them to sit out, led a sit out for the All-Star game, which Wilt Chamberlain was kind of on the opposite end of that one. He wanted to play it, obviously, but they took a vote and said sit and ended up getting some more benefits. But human rights in general, and always was one of the, when you start thinking 4 or 5 guys, you're talking Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar along those times too. But one hell of a legend in that. But I was thinking the same thing watching these all these things, memoriams or whatever, images from his past and how he'd ball out and how much of an athletic freak he was back then, which may not be remembered by all of us because it was so long ago. And then who he was jumping around, of course, so that they weren't as athletic, right? So, but there's one in particular. I don't know if you guys saw this or not. It was an award show, and I think it was like Lifetime Achievement. And I can't remember if it's for ESPN or who it was, or if it was just NBA. I have no idea. I can't remember. But it was an award show, and Charles Barkley was on stage and was announcing him. Now, one thing that I guess Bill Russell was notorious for is not his sense of humor, but how he would treat people. And what I mean by that is Charles, in the great Bill Russell, he goes like this, and then the camera pans over to Bill, and Bill goes like this.
Yeah.
It flips Charles the bird there, but evidently that was always a sign of he liked you as a person. Like, he only flipped off people he did. If he didn't, he would actually be really nice to you, but not really would never have no general conversation with you.
That's funny, and reminds you listen to Bears One Cave, all the older episodes. You listen to them talk about Charles Haley, how he was.
No, I don't think
how horrible a teammate he was, and all the shit he did.
No.
Oh man, we'll have to talk about it one day.
Yeah, we'll get on that one. But when he's up there, so he gets up there and accepts this, right? And it's all the some of the all-time great centers are up there. I'm talking Shaq, David Robinson. I think Alonzo was up there. There was another one too. Maybe Kareem. Maybe it was Kareem. There was 4 or 5. I know that for sure, and I know David Robinson and Shaq. But he goes, man, there's a lot of tall son of a bitches up here. And then he goes like this. He starts counting. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would have whooped all your asses.
I love it.
But rest in peace to a legend, my man. You guys kind of touched on it a little bit. The 49ers and Deebo Samuel agreed to a 3-year extension worth up to $73.5 million, which includes $58.1 million in guarantees.
Yeah, everybody's finally getting paid.
It's not bad. I expected a little bit different, to be honest. He got paid,
Yeah.
but it's not as much guaranteed as I kind of expected from what we've been seeing, from some of the guys. But at least he finally is happy. So
Is this guy? So a couple things struck my mind when this one came across. Number one was this is kind of like we paid you, and it shows like a semi-respectable number across the board. But this could also be like, hey, doesn't mean we're not going to come back to the table once you show that you can stay healthy too, because you also had that in your history, right?
Yeah.
But I also felt like they had to do that. We feel like they had to anyway, but they definitely did when I believe that Jimmy G, when they made that announcement that Jimmy G is not going to be a part of this team. Trey Lance is the future, and he is going to be our starting quarterback. You can't be he's not a rookie, but he's going to be, he's going to be a second-year player rolling in. You can't be losing weapons.
Right.
To help surround, like you can't expect him to have that growth and lose players like that, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I wonder if they got pushed a little bit too, because there's been a lot of stories that Brandon Ayuk just looks like shit again, like not looking good in camp, and they're like, this guy's a veteran at this point. Like, what are we doing? So if he's not going to be there, and something happens with Debo, you got a tight end, man, and that's pretty much it. So
comes out as the 6th highest paid wide receiver.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. I believe if he would have been healthier throughout his career, with the way he was running, as in running back status too, and the receiving, he probably could have actually made the argument for top 3. But I think that injury history kind of plays into that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So, the Brandon Ayuk one, it's funny how you bring that up, because I like Brandon Ayuk. Like, it's when everyone else is hurt, the dude would ball out for you. He'd be like, and I'm talking about ball, like, he gets you 18 points a game in fantasy.
Yeah.
But then you could never count on it, because the next week either someone would come back or he'd have an off game, and it'd be down to like 3 or 0. He got me 0 when I started him one time, and he was only real receiver out there.
Yeah.
So, Jacob deGrom is set to make his 2022 debut for the Mets on Tuesday versus the Nationals.
Awesome to get him back.
Finally. Yeah.
Just in time for the Mets. Been balling out this year, even with all the injuries that they had.
Surprising.
Right?
Usually they fall apart when the injuries hit, and they've kind of kept it together somehow.
Weathered the storm.
Right, and trades kind of going down these days. We'll see what happens.
If you had to put money on it right now, especially let's say he comes back, they get their normal pitching rotation that they were planning on getting for the season, because that includes Scherzer and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Which New York team would you actually take for this year? Only this year. You'd still take the Yankees.
Yeah.
They're going to be the more explosive offense, and I just think they can eventually get to it.
Okay.
To them. I think that's what's going to help them.
Okay. We touched on this a little bit off air. Buccaneers center Ryan Jensen could miss months with knee injury, according to head coach Todd Bowles.
It's big time.
Mm-hmm.
That is big time.
Yeah.
One of the nastiest centers in the league, protecting 45. How old he is? 45-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, he's old, and that's big time. We'll see what they have plans to do to fix that. I don't know. It says serious knee injury. You covered maybe conspiracy corner. They could be hiding it. Torn ACL. I don't know.
I was.
It was weird. They come out and didn't say exactly what it was. They just said knee injury. Several months.
I was listening to a couple gentlemen that said that they believe that it is. They're like, there's no way that they don't know. That like when it comes to your knee, you usually know like what it is. They have doctors. There's general doctors that you can go in and they can feel your knee. They don't even have to do a scan once you pop something or whatever. They know what happened,
Yeah.
And now you're $1 million physicians in the NFL,
Oh yeah.
But you don't know. Angel starter Reed Detmers became the first pitcher in 7 years with a no-hitter and an immaculate inning in the same season after completing the inning against the Rangers on Sunday. Just thought it was kind of cool.
That is cool.
That is cool. It's funny. Angels, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Angels players seem to have some crazy stats this year in different areas, but the team doesn't. They just can't seem to win shit anymore.
Right, just can't get it.
They started the season good, but fell apart or something.
Yeah, even Shohei Ohtani, man, the other day he was he balled out, pitched to the 7th, 12 strikeouts, no runs, got tagged for 6 in the 7th. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like you're balling out until then.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, speaking on that too, Angels did come out and say that they're not trading Shohei. So before, like you were touching on, they were kind of wishy-washy about it.
Right.
They didn't say yes, they didn't say no.
Yeah.
They have came out and said that they're not going to trade him. So Yankees and another team were in serious consideration, though. They sent serious, legitimate offers for him. The other big-time breaking news today, Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson suspended 6 games. This is officially 6 games for violating NFL's personal conduct policy. What we've been waiting for, gentlemen. First initial thoughts.
Probably not enough. Was my first thought. 6? Only 6, I guess, was my first thought. Only 6?
Yeah, not even go higher to settle down to 6?
I don't think he can settle off now that it's been this far.
Mm-hmm.
Now that she finalized it, I believe.
Well, I don't mean settle. I meant like they try to suspend you and then you go and you know, then the NFL will be like, oh, we saw it down to 6. That's kind of what I mean.
Yeah, it is. You know, and his camp come out was saying, and I don't know if you saw yesterday before the ruling, he settled with 3 of the final 4 lawsuits. So
is it still number 1 still out there though?
Yeah.
So she's
Sounds-
holding. So
she's
she's
been
holding
there.
out.
Sounds
Yeah.
like and basically, and this is what it is. You know, a guy who forced himself on women gets less games than a guy who gambled $1,500 on his team, or not even on his team, on just NFL games.
No, on his team, but he wasn't there.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't
Oh,
there.
that's
Remember,
right,
he
that's
was
right,
in
So $1,500, a guy gets 17 games, and a guy who forced himself onto women.
Oh, the other one we saw in Miles's post was Josh Gordon, 25 plus games for marijuana.
Basically ruined his career.
It definitely did. By the time he could come back, he's out of his prime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a big deal. Early on in this, I thought that maybe he could get away with not getting suspended, but then everything piled on, and just the way like our culture is now, I guess, I fully expected them to somehow just suspend him for the year, right? Like you have to just for public relations sake and things like that. 6 games is insane.
I'm with you. I was sold on 10 games. I think I've been preaching that for the last few times that we talked about it. Early on, I was thinking the 6 because whatever. A guy was just like, they're not going to. And then it got really, really heavy, really sick, however you want to do it. Just kept getting, it was getting beat down. And I'm like, all right, this is going at least 10.
Yep.
Right? I mean, that's where I set my mind to. I was surprised when I seen the number 6. I mean, I know we kind of been hearing inklings of it here in the last couple of weeks as to what they were going to do, but I was like, there's no way the NFL's going to do that. They'll do at least 10, right?
So here's a schedule for them. Carolina, New York Jets, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, Los Angeles, New England.
What?
They could straight up go 4-2, right?
They could go 4-2. That's what I just heard right there.
Then get them back to play Baltimore and Cincinnati on back-to-back weeks.
I mean, tough first game to come back to.
Hold on real quick. Those 2 games right there, are those primetime, either one of those?
Monday night for Cincinnati and a noon game for Baltimore.
But the first one, Cincinnati, is a Monday night game?
Yeah, that's week 8, the Monday night game. Yeah.
Can't lose that primetime. Do you think that's a little part of that bullshit, too?
But he lost.
Just that the
the
cutoff was
Pittsburgh
there?
one is the prime time. Thursday.
Well,
prime game.
yeah.
Still.
But yeah, otherwise they're all nooners except for that.
But nobody's okay. There's always Pittsburgh Steelers fans, of course. They have one of the biggest fan bases in the league, right? But all those teams, they don't know what they're. I mean, what they have Mitch Trubisky right now, and if that doesn't work, they have the rookie Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
So they're not. You're not really sold on them. So.
Yeah, I mean, and then they run into. I mean, after that 6th game, they run into a rough stretch. So because they get Baltimore, Cincinnati, they get a bye week, but then they got Miami, who's not going to be any slouch, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, they get a Houston, but then they get Cincinnati and Baltimore again, the New Orleans. Yeah, they're just going to luck out here.
So we've clearly stated that it wasn't probably punishment enough just alone for the sexual stuff in general, right?
Right.
But it definitely isn't by that right there, by football standards. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So you gave them at worst 3-3 to start it off, at worst, then you give and then you give one of the top 6-7 quarterbacks in the league. You give them back to their team during their rough stretch.
Yeah.
What kind of punishment is that?
It's not.
Not much. And, I mean, like you said, the Browns were already in cahoots anyways. He had set up his contract already, so he would lose minimal money. Yeah. That right there is almost should have done something to the Browns, you know. I don't know. But, I mean, ultimately, suspension, here it is. He did get one.
Yeah, I'm curious how the media beats him up over the next, basically between now and when the season starts. I'm surprised that, like you said, I'm surprised they started so low. Like, why wouldn't you throw it out higher and then negotiate down, you know, through arbitration or whatever.
Whatever that is, like when they debate it or whatever it is.
I'm not sure if he can now that they went, because they had to go to that who ruled, the arbitrator is the one who did it.
They did, but there's still got to be something. There's still got to be something where they be able to. I can't believe because that arbitrator or whoever that was a female too, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
And she picked 6 games. I'm gonna venture guess she didn't, because didn't I read a report like something? If I remember correctly, like she was getting like the insight of what they believe they should give. You know what I'm saying? What they should give him. I think she was like seeking the opinions of.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's all I know. The whole thing.
I was surprised.
It's a bad look.
It is.
Right?
It's a very bad look. Well, then right now, you better call Calvin Ridley's down to like.
Okay, so
2.
The NFLPA announced no appeal would be coming from that end, but the NFL could appeal.
The NFL could appeal. So this is that arbitrator then.
On their ruling, both sides could appeal, but the NFL Player Association previously announced that there would be no appeal coming.
Of course not.
Of course not. They're like, we're good.
That's best case scenario for you.
And then, but the NFL could appeal, which, I mean, I don't know if they would.
I think they want on the media fallout. That's going to depend.
I think at this point they wanted, in their own minds, they just want to get past it, right? But I'm surprised they didn't swing higher. I don't get it. I don't know why you wouldn't at least swing higher and go through the process, I guess. I think the one thing they're banking on is that there was no criminal charges. That's the only thing that can drop it, right? It is literally I'm not saying all this stuff isn't against the law, but like the gambling when you're in the sport is against the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just a league rule. That is against the law. You know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the whole. That's point shaving possibilities. I'm not saying that's what the case was, but and you know what side I'm on that. But criminal charges were not. They were pressed, but they were dropped against him. By the court. I don't know if that. I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm just like, because I'm on the same side you guys are. I'm just trying to think of something.
I think it just takes legitimacy out of the NFL's punishments for things that happen.
Because let's be honest, if it's not Deshaun Watson doing it, if the guy doesn't have millions of dollars, right? He's
probably done.
He's done.
Yeah.
So.
If he was a second, third, fourth wide receiver on the team.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Done.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Running back, backup running back, they're gone.
Yeah, yep.
You know? And in some cases, just like you said, fucking your boy Zeke got a 6 game. What do you do? I'm not saying it was appropriate, but wasn't there like a St. Patrick's Day parade? He lifted a shirt of a girl and then went to a marijuana shop.
Yeah.
With Dak.
It wasn't with Dak. I looked it up.
Well, I'll look it up again. I'll show you. It was Dak.
Show me. He was by himself.
I'm going to look it up. No, he wasn't.
I did. I pulled it up because I didn't think you were right.
That's fine. I'm going to look it up for you.
They said he went by himself. He was seen by himself in the shop.
You already touched on the James Washington one. I will look at it. I'm going to look it up. Let's get going on that, though.
That came out to 6 to 8 weeks on James Washington.
Yeah.
Broken something in his foot.
What are you thinking for your team on that?
I think it's Dak's years to put up or shut up. I mean, Michael Gallup's not going to be there to start the year, right? So you're already going to be down wide receivers. CD, that Jalen Tolbert is going to have to step up. That Noah Brown. We've got to reach out and bring somebody else in, I think.
Got to.
I think you have to.
Yep.
They have to. They had a guy. So, in my opinion, we've already seen this. We saw this last year. We had an episode that literally was literally named this.
We did sign a
USFL.
USFL, one of their MVP or something like that.
Yeah, they're the league MVP.
Turpin or whoever that was. We did sign him to a couple-year deal. So Some injuries coming out. Rams, Van Jefferson out a few weeks after surgery as well. So
yeah, seeing a bunch of big injuries already, and we haven't even got to anything.
Yeah,
It's tough.
And we're just getting started.
Yeah,
right.
Literally, yeah.
Literally camp.
Braves have signed star third baseman Austin Riley to a 10-year, $212 million deal. I don't know if you guys saw this one. I see it on his I thought he said this, I think it's his. I don't know if someone made it up or not, but he has a quote that says, "I'm into killing baseballs and killing deer, and it's not hunting season."
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I didn't know if you saw that or not.
Love
so,
it.
Like that guy already.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, well-deserved. Good third baseman. I mean, they got Ozzy Albus, I believe, is their second baseman. I believe they got some good infielders there. So.
Yeah. And then we didn't get to watch it because we were busy at the North Iowa fights heavily on Saturday. Amanda Nunez did get revenge and recaptured our UFC women's bantamweight title versus Juliana Pena.
Yeah, just basically beat the crap out of her, right? That's all it came down to.
Yeah.
Looks like a couple knockdowns she could have jumped on and probably maybe finished the fight. Did not.
A mauling, as you would
Mauling.
put it. It was like 50-47 was the closest, or 46 or something like that. Go ahead and say what you said that you had heard. Something from her?
Yeah, so Nunez had said after the fight that she wanted to prove that she could beat Pena, and she didn't want to knock her out early. She said, "I could have knocked her out early, but I wanted to prove that I could go 5 rounds and dominate her through the whole fight." And that's exactly what she did. 3 knockdowns in that fight. The girl's just destroyed. She might have to have reconstructive surgery on her forehead.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some, I don't know, part of her skull missing.
Jesus.
Yeah, she beat the
fucked her
piss
up.
out of her, man. And then the baby face
beat Kai Kara France to get the interim title there. So him and David Figueroa will run it back a 4th time, I believe, is what it will be. And it sounds like it will be in Brazil. So.
All right.
Who would you have, assuming that goes through?
I don't know. Babyface, he's looked good in every fight except for this one. I mean, I thought he could have possibly won the last fight too, but
He could have. It was close. Yeah, if I remember right.
I'm gonna go with Babyface Assassin.
That's the way I'm leaning right now too. Yeah.
I think.
3-way.
Yeah, I think he's
Inappropriate.
man.
3-way.
Yeah, I think he's just got it down. Between the weight cut, Figueroa comes in, he's looking sucked up, he's looking dry. That's going to come into factor again. And he doesn't look like that. He looks fine when he comes in off the weight cut. And, obviously the talent and stuff. So only look for him to get better and get the gold back, the official gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And that is what I have, gentlemen. I do have one hell of a strange law for you. We are in Raleigh, North Carolina. Before a man asks a woman's hand in marriage, he must be, and this is in quotes, inspected by all the barnyard animals on the young woman's family's property to ensure a harmonious farm life.
Here, sniff my ass real quick.
Right. Just go ahead.
Go ahead. See, I'm cool.
What the
Yeah, you
fuck?
could take a whiffy, back it up. I was like, what?
What the hell?
Dude.
Yeah.
They only get more ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely.
Just because Jimmer likes kickers so much, I wanted to bring this up. I don't know if you saw Boswell got an extension with Pittsburgh, and so he's getting paid the same as Justin Tucker. Feel like that should not be the case, but yeah. It's like 4-year, $20 million.
They have some money to spend because they don't have a quarterback to pay right now.
No
We'll
shit.
give it to the kicker.
Here we go, guys.
Right.
I feel like he has been consistent. Just as Pittsburgh.
He has.
Pittsburgh hasn't been that good enough to get him a lot of
He has,
kicks,
but-
I think. But
But he's
is
not
he,
Justin
but is
Tucker
he
good, right?
Justin Tucker though?
Yeah.
yeah, I get it. I get it.
Oh, before you've gotten to make sense because it's part 2 of your story with your car starting on fire. You wanted me to remind you of
No. That isn't on here.
Oh, that's just a different story.
Yeah.
Inappropriate, huh? All right, we'll take
Yeah.
that. But the other thing I was gonna say, fuck, dude, you just interrupted me, and I lost my train of thought now.
Makes sense.
Oh no, Kyler Murray. Did you see they took that part out of his contract?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
everyone's going about that, like making kind of a big deal of it. And what I'm getting at is, like, obviously we made fun of him. Like, you know, like, if you feel like you need to put that in, should you have even given him that contract in the first place, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw this. I didn't put it in my notes, but Kansas City's quarterback,
Mahomes, yeah.
Mahomes, basically pointing out the black part. Like, we're getting a little stretch here when Kyler was you ought to pull up the article if you want to see it, but so many words, like, it feels like we're always under more of a microscope, and maybe it's not. I don't know. That's kind of how he's wording it, but it just seems like, you know, been fighting for this, and we're there, but we get unfairly critiqued, but they brought up like the Kyler Murray thing a little bit. I was like, hold on, playa.
Yeah, dude come out and said that he don't watch film. He relies on his God-given ability and talent to read the defenses when it happens.
Right.
That's
not an unfair critique,
right,
then, right?
They're protecting and they're investing, right? And we're like, hey, this is a big-time investment. It's a lot of money. I want you to do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
They did take it out, but, I mean, hopefully it opens his eyes a little bit. So if he wasn't watching film, then he will be.
Have either one of you guys ever blown yourself? No?
Yeah,
okay.
3 times.
No.
So that's what Kyler was doing. I don't know if you saw that press conference that he had after that came out. He was pissed.
Yeah. I
Did
see
it get
it,
nasty?
He's like, you know, it's almost, God, I don't remember how he said it, but it's almost, you know, I feel good that you guys are even thinking that I don't study tape because, you know, what was his record in high school? Undefeated in high school.
Yeah, he's like,
winning the Heisman
like,
in college.
he's like, I don't want to
Two-time
gloat,
Pro
but-
Bowl. Yeah, he's going through all of his resume. He's like, you know, it's, you know, I'm like, bitch, it doesn't matter. It was in there for a reason.
Right. There's a reason it was in there.
If we thought, so I'm with you, and I agree with that part. If we thought our man Danny G had a little hate for the Cardinals last year,
He's definitely going to have it this
he's
year.
definitely gonna
He's
have
already
it this
there.
year.
It's-
And I agree
Who
with you, though.
renewed.
Well, okay, let's go
No,
back
I
to
agree
last
with
year.
you. Like,
Who was
anyone that
correct about the Cardinals last year, though?
We were.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all.
No, what they end up with?
Wait,
10,
till
10, 11?
until all the injuries hit. Come on.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest. DeAndre, was
DeAndre,
huge.
him,
wide receivers went down. He got banged up.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
They,
defense.
they
Right?
weren't as good.
Lost J.J. Watt right away.
It's fine. You can say it.
They weren't as good.
They weren't as
Tough-
good. We'll
tough-
eat it.
Tough schedule.
I had one thing that need to settle a conversation, debate about.
Here we go.
Okay. Fresh pan of brownies sitting on the countertop. What are you going for? Are you going for the centerpiece? Or are you going for the outside edge with a little bit of crisp on it?
All right. So not the corner, but like if you do 3, you
Yep.
know, the edge with the one in the middle, not the corner, but you get a little bit of that crust, but then it's mostly, you know, soft brownie. That's where I'm going.
Depends. If I'm eating with a bowl of ice cream, I'm getting towards the edge and getting that crisp. If I'm not eating with a bowl of ice cream, I'm getting in the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I am weird like that. for some reason,
no, I get
That's
it.
not-
Like
that's
when
not-
we do the
that's
ice
not
cream, that isn't. I didn't think about it like that. I definitely want the crisp. Then.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
isn't even a conversation then, because
Yeah.
I want that to.
but- Yep.
I want the ice cream to melt kind of on there. Yep. This is a conversation I had, and it got a little warmer than I thought it was going to.
Oh, with Jimmer? Don't believe that. That's weird.
No, like someone else got offended by it. I don't know, but I'm the crisp outside, but it can't be like rock hard. They got to be perfect brownies, as in just enough crisp to where you have that, but then right when you get through like half of that crispy bite, you get into the soft part. Now, am I generally take whatever from the middle? Yeah, when there's a pizza cut out, and I know you've seen them cut into squares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm taking the one in the middle, not the outside crisp side that has like this many toppings. I want the one in the middle that it's like the nucleus of the nachos,
Are you
right?
going
Yeah.
thin crust or regular crust?
I'm a regular crust guy, but you
Yeah.
can hit the. I've had some pretty damn good thin crust. I can't remember what the hell. I do believe me and you had it. It was pretty damn good. I can't remember what the fuck it was. It was good though.
Yeah, if I do thin crust, it's got to be bacon and jalapenos. That's fucking
Yeah.
fire on thin crust. But otherwise, I go normal. I don't
Me
go
too,
thin.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the girth of it. of the pizza.
Girth. But you're not a big pan crust guy.
No, I'm not. I hate pan crust.
So you don't
actually.
like that much girth? Like that's like tuna can girth? That's
that's like too thick. I don't want to
Okay.
get bored out. I just want to feel. I want to just know you're there.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah. I don't what there's a famous saying. I want to feel like I'm dying, not actually dying.
Oh yeah.
We've heard that before.
Oh yeah.
So no, but pan crust does, like, first off, it gives me massive heartburn, all that grease. I don't think it's ever, I've never liked it even before I'd get heartburn when I was younger. I didn't get it, and I'm just not a pan crust guy. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just, like, too greasy or what. And I like grease, too. It's weird. I don't know. That burger can't get greasy enough, baby. Soak that bun like it's almost falling off there.
No doubt. All right. Well, I can do the make sense tonight. So,
Boom.
So this weekend was interesting. So, go to the fight Saturday night. Early Sunday morning, we pack up, take the kids up to the Mall of America. We have a good time. It's a good day. We decided to eat at Rainforest Cafe up there, right?
Okay.
Just dog shit. So the waiter was cool, but dog shit and how expensive it is. I was like,
yeah.
oh my God. We talked about Cheesecake Factory, right? It's like
Yeah.
for what you're paying,
Right.
you're not getting that quality. And
Right.
it was
Mediocre
times 10 up
food.
there.
All it is for the sight and seeing, basically.
Yeah.
Dude, unless you're obsessed, I'm sorry, but unless you're obsessed with cheesecake, stay the hell away from Cheesecake Factory. For what we paid for, it was not that good. I'm like, dude, I want this stuff to be so ridiculously good. Maybe I set the bar too high, but go ahead.
Yeah, orgasm in your mouth.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Is what you-
Yeah, just let her go. Let her fly.
all right. So anyway, we had a good day. Took the kids to the park and all that, and we were driving back last night, and we hit a few pretty heavy rain spots on the way down. But then everything clears up, and we're driving for a little while. We get back to Iowa, so we're in the lovely state of Iowa, and we've got a lot of four-legged animals running around, right, Rio?
Dogs?
I know you like to kill them. No, you don't like to kill dogs, I don't think.
I don't think so.
But we've got a lot of deer running around. And as it turns out, I'm cruising down the interstate, and just out of the corner of my eye, I see, hop, this fucking deer hops up. I don't even know how far in front of me, 20 yards in front of me, and I'm like, fuck, well, I'm not going to be able to stop. So I tried just enough to kind of move out of the way. Obviously, that didn't work. He was looking to die. And so I schmucked this deer, right?
Yeah.
Did some pretty good damage to the van. Luckily, the kids were all cool. First thing my son says to me is, did we just get into an accident? Like, he hardly noticed. And my daughter was sleeping. She barely woke up, right? So it wasn't terrible. It just did a lot of damage to the van. Well, I'm dealing with, I got to file the claim real quick while we're waiting for a ride and all that fun stuff. Well, Sam's mom is coming to pick us up at that point. And she finally gets there. A cop actually pulled up too, so he was trying to help out and whatever. But so she gets there, and she's about to start helping get the kids out of the van and everything. And as soon as she fucking opens the door, my son's 5 years old, almost 6 here, and she's like, hey, what happened, guys? And the first thing Banner says to her is, we got into an accident. We hit a deer because of Dad. I'm like, what the fuck?
Throwing him under the bus.
I'm like, bro, no. You don't even understand how this works, man.
Right.
Oh, my God. So he's laughing and he's talking shit, and it was actually really funny, so I got to give the kid credit for that. But I'm like, buddy, that's not how it works here, man. Right. If a deer wants to die, it's going to die.
Right. Did you pick it up?
That's
put it
all.
back?
It took off
I
and
was
probably
gonna say,
died later. Yeah.
It probably didn't. It probably just got walked it
Just
off.
kind of, I got to pop my hip or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, it wasn't like a full Bambi, but it wasn't a buck either. It was kind of mid-size, I guess, if you will. But so it did just enough damage. But the kids were, they were good enough to where they felt like they could joke about it and blame Dad for this bullshit. But have you ever hit a deer?
I have.
Yeah. So was it your fault?
No.
Okay. Right. Have you hit a
Never
deer?
is. Yeah.
I
it
had-
never is.
Fuck that kid.
I had one sit its fat ass on the hood of my Impala. That wasn't that old. Crunched the hood, sat on it. Did everything I could to try to avoid this thing. I'm going like this because it's running with me on the highway. It was right, or the side road right over there. And I come up over the hill. I am going a little faster than I should be. Probably 65 and it's 55 right there. Come up over the hill. There's this deer right in the middle of the road, and then it starts running on the road with me in the same lane. And I start slamming on the brakes. I mean, it's a little too late, you know. But I'm sitting there trying to go like this. Well, this deer is literally doing this from the dotted line in the middle to the edge over here, just back forth. So I can't even try to. I'm not trying to take my vehicle off the road, obviously. Nope. Eventually, right underneath the ass, sat its ass on the hood. I was able to stop, crunch the hood. It took off. Like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they do so much damage.
They do.
What'd you say? You had something about deer season. Didn't you say?
Yeah, I feel like, so in the state of Iowa, Rio, I feel like we just need to just give us 1 year where there's no tags. Just let whoever decides to go out there and responsibly hunt, go take care of shit. And then figure out where we're at, and the next season we throw the tag situation back in. Don't you think that would make sense?
Just wipe her down a little bit. You're a hunter.
Yeah.
Rio.
There's too many deer, right?
Open it up.
You're from Texas.
I think they were down, actually, but...
You think they were down?
I think, because we always, if you're a part of whatever, if you have a hunting license, you always get something sent to you that says how many or whatever. Basically, the outlook of the last year or whatever, and I think they were down.
It don't look like it. It looks like I'm seeing a lot crossing these roads. I've been counting my blessings.
They are right now because we're actually cooling off in the night, and so they're moving for whatever reason. So.
But now your poor van.
Now your poor van.
Yeah, it might be totaled. I don't know.
Out of
We're going to have to figure that out.
That's
So words of wisdom in this is if you see a deer, put your 5-year-old in the driver's seat and see if they can fucking dodge that shit for you.
Right.
Because if not, they're going to talk shit after that.
Okay, I'm digging it.
Definitely makes sense if you don't think about it.
Right.
My guys. Well, you guys have anything else? We can start wrapping her up.
No, I'm good. It was a nice long weekend, but ready to kind of settle down. And we have NFL around the corner, like we were saying, but that also means what, gentlemen?
We're going to flip over to season 2.
We are.
Yeah.
That means we have some fantasy football talk coming up.
Yeah, fantasy football coming up. I think we're going to start a 3-gig fantasy football league, 10-man league, so there'll be 7 spots open. We'll get it out and offer out, and we'll choose just kind of at random how many people we get. We'll choose 7 random ones and figure out a time for an online draft.
Boom, boom.
Absolutely. It'll be a good time. Hopefully these injuries slow down. It's too early for all this shit right now, guys.
Sure.
Maybe if we get a timer on there, now that we're talking around a little bit, we could probably do that one live.
So I just said.
You said do it live?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I meant like live on, like what, as we go? On a podcast?
Oh.
That's what I mean. Just kind of go as we make our pick around and we could...
Yeah, that's how I took what you're saying. Too,
Okay. Is that how you meant it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I misinterpreted what you're saying. All right.
Hey, it's getting late. It's all right.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
Told you a long weekend.
yeah, no shit, man. For those of you that happen to find the podcast out there on the interwebs, we'd appreciate like, share, definitely subscribe and give us a rating. Really helps us expand our reach. But if you're looking for it and you can't figure out where to subscribe, where's the podcast available, Jimmer?
Quite literally anywhere you can possibly think of, and that is Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, YouTube, YouTube.
Yes, sir. And we love to tell a good story. If you've got one you want to hear on the air, you want us to kind of shout out to the interwebs there, go ahead and slide on in.
To our DMs, get us that story. We'll get it out to all the folks that want to hear it. We can omit the names if you need us to, but we always love good stories. We're still doing our Fitbod thing, so if you're looking for a workout app, make sure you download Fitbod. Use our code 3GIG for 25% off.
Yeah, and if we get enough support out there, Rio has been religiously using the Fitbod app for quite some time, and he's getting jacked over here. So if we get enough support and we can get some signatures, we might get a calendar out of Rio in his banana hammock.
Yeah.
Just to see what the Fitbod app can help you do.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
There may even be a butt chugging section.
Jimmer's drinking. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.